the Speaker of Omoro District Local Government, accompanying speakers and deputy speakers from West Nile, Acholi and Lango Sub-Region, my colleague, the district chairpersons here present, and the Lord Mayors here with us, honorable district councillors of the great West Nile, Acholi and Lango Sub-Region, the resident district commissioners here present with us, the bereaved family, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda in absentia, His Lordship, the Chief Justice of Uganda, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, that is within the district, but not in this council premises, the third Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General and the mighty NRM party and the party leaders present, Your Excellency the ambassadors, cabinet ministers and ministers of state, led by our own minister, the Minister of Local Government, honorable members of Parliament here present with us, the permanent secretaries, the Vice President of Uganda Local Government Association and Uganda Urban Authorities here present, officers and men of the Uganda Police Forces, police and prison, religious leaders and cultural leaders, media, print and electronic, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you are aware, this emergency special council meeting is convened in accordance with Section 8 of the Local Government Act, CAV 243, which is on cooperation among districts. And it states, two or more districts may, in accordance with this Article 178 of the Constitution, cooperate in the area of culture and development, and for the purpose of cooperation, form and support council trust funds or secretariat. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 8.2 of the Local Government Act, CAV 243 states, a local government council may concur with other local government council in appointing a joint committee for any matter in which they have a common interest. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are here as leaders of Acholi Sub-Region, Lango Sub-Region and West Nile, holding this special emergency council meeting as a matter of legal provision, but also most importantly, as a matter of public interest to the people of northern Uganda and Uganda at large. Mr. Speaker, sir, the demise of the Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya profoundly shocked people of all walks of life at national, international, and local spheres. Wherever the Bible says, let your will be done and not my will. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 9.1, CAV 243 states, a council shall be the highest political authority within the areas of jurisdiction of a local government and shall have legislative and executive powers to be exercised in accordance with the Constitution and the Local Government Act. Therefore, the Acholi Sub-Region, Lango Sub-Region and West Nile Sub-Region councils and the city councils are the highest political authorities in the region. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is upon the above background that we sit here today as Greater Northern Uganda local government leaders in an emergency special full council meeting to pay our last respect and mourn the late retired Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, who was a member of the Central Executive Committee of the mighty and giant NRM party for Northern Uganda, and former Member of Parliament for Omoro County in Omoro District. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya had unique qualities, character, and traits that cannot be described completely by one, but notably, Mr. Speaker, in the interest of time, I will not read all because others have been mentioned. Mr. Speaker, out of the many attributes, with many other various embodiments that word cannot adequately describe, Mr. Speaker, we mourn, we weep, we cry, we shout, we sing memorial songs, but most importantly, we celebrate the life of the late Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, former member of the Central Executive Committee, former MP for Omoro County, Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya, for the immense and unique contribution he made to this country, though short-lived. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the local government leaders in Acholi, Lang and West Nile sub-region, permit me to present the proposal's recommendations for discussion and adoption, so that the legacy of the late Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya lives on. Mr. Speaker, sir, the former Speaker, the late Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya, initiated with his direct financing the Dano Foundation and invested money worth 3 billion Uganda shilling for groups in Omoro District, Omoro County, where members can borrow money in a revolving manner at a low interest rate of 5%. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 5% remains with the group on a rotational basis and rotates among the members. This was geared towards community mobilization, socio-economic transformation, economic empowerment, development, and poverty eradication. We sit here today, Mr. Speaker. We implore State House, Office of the President, Microfinance Support Center to provide additional funds in form of grants so that the Dano Foundation continues to operate in memory of the late Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya constructed a house at the Lobby Center with an idea to have Omoro FM and Omoro TV. The purpose is to mobilize the people of Omoro District, disseminate government programs among others. The late Honorable Speaker, Jacob Lokori Olanya, is no more, but his idea and vision lives on. Mr. Speaker, sir, the booster for the signal has been installed, and what is left is the frequency. We see today make an appeal to Uganda Communication Commission to support the family and the district by availing a frequency for Omoro FM, and the engineers from Uganda Broadcasting Corporation superintend the installation and testing of the Omoro FM and the proposed Omoro TV. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, due to the high level of vulnerability and poverty in Omoro District, Acholi Sub-region Northern Uganda was sponsoring over 180 students in secondary schools, institutions, and universities in Uganda. For the future of these students and for his legacy to thrive, we earnestly ask State House, Parliament of Uganda, and the Minister of Education and Sports to take over paying for the over 180 students in the various universities, institutions, and secondary schools, as well as support the Jacob Olanya Education Trust Fund for the needy and the vulnerable students who perform well in national examination. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, The late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya started constructing a county home in Ajuri, Lalogi sub-county. The wind of death did not allow him to complete it. And this is where we are. Our appeal is that State House, Parliamentary Commission, and the UPDF Engineering Brigade fast-track the completion of the building for a decent family settlement as well as family investment for sustainability. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, in consultation with an agreement with the Omoro District Local Government, initiated the construction of a Omoro District Council Hall with other offices, and the first phase was completed. In his engagement, Mr. Speaker, with the District Council and stakeholders in Omoro District, he proposed that once the Omoro District Council Hall was completed, the building be named General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Hall of Fame. And this is in recognition of the peace, stability, and development ushered in by the President of the Republic of Uganda and the National Resistance Party. Our proposal is that the Omoro District Council Hall and other offices be financed by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and constructed through the UPDF Engineering Brigade. And further, that Omoro District Council resolution be amended and the building be renamed General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Olanya Hall of Fame for their unique contribution, transformational leadership, and inclusive development. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, using transitional grant, the late Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Lokori Olanya, was engaged in Minister of Finance and the Permanent Secretary to the Treasury for an additional allocation of funds to Omoro District for the completion of the construction of the district headquarters, mechanical-based workshop, drilling and rehabilitation of boreholes, construction of service of recreational centers for local revenue generation, among others. Mr. Speaker, sir, the first and the second budget call circular for the next financial year, 2022-2023, did not capture the allocation of transitional grant to Omoro District. And we kept wondering as to whether it was because of his health at that time. Our request is that government budget through the Ministry of Finance, Plan and Economic Development, Directorate of Budget and Parliament to allocate to Omoro District transitional grant in the next financial year 2022-2023 budget. This can be done for the next 4 financial years to allow the district complete the construction of the district headquarters and other administrative establishments and enhance social services delivery. Mr. Speaker, sir, Omoro District Headquarters occupies one side of the road, while the other side is Okao Central Forest Reserve. In a council meeting and stakeholders engagement, a resolution was reached at that development cannot be on one side of the road, and Omoro District Local Government submitted a resolution to the Gazette Okao Central Forest Reserve. And the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya promised to fast-track the processes through Cabinet and Parliament. We propose that Omoro Central Forest Reserve be gazetted for proper planning of Omoro District. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, in a bid to embrace fully the vision of NRM of skilling Uganda, and in recognition of the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, Northern Uganda Commonwealth Youth Development Center, that brings on board students who are undergoing skills training from West Nile, Acholi and Lango, be upgraded to a national polytechnics and renamed Jacob Olanya National Polytechnics. And also Bobby Community Polytechnics be upgraded to National Polytechnics and other technical institutes be built in Omoro District. Mr. Speaker, sir, Government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, commits to fully renovate and expand the two primary schools the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya was supporting near his home, namely Ajuri Primary School and Laluge Primary School. The late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya had his primary education at Laluge Primary School. He even built 6 teachers' houses in the 2 primary schools using his money. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker, that government takes over. Mr. Speaker, the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, together with Omoro District local government, mobilized the leaders to start community schools in the district, in areas where access to primary and secondary education was a problem. These schools are in place under the management of the community. In maintaining his legacy, the Regional Council presents this proposal, coding and grant aiding to the community primary school and secondary schools in Omoro District that the late Honorable Speaker had been supporting. In the same spirit, we appeal to government of Uganda through the Ministry of Education and Sports to code and provide grants to other community schools in northern Uganda in order to increase access to quality education. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya was a strong believer in God and had accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior. During his life on earth, and when he was at home here in the village, he fellowshiped and prayed at a Jury Church of Uganda and a Jury Chapel respectively. He started the construction of the 2 churches, but they are incomplete. He had committed to complete the construction, buy a public address system, and fully furnish the 2 churches. Our proposal is for the Office of the President and the Ministry of Ethics and Integrity, with support of the UPDF Engineering Brigade, to complete the construction and fully furnish these churches. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya likes sports, and for the purpose of talent identification and development, as well as the promotion of sports tourism in this country, we beseech that a stadium be built in Omoro Town Council in his honor and named Jacob Lokori Olanya Memorial Stadium. This is a proposal to be financed by the Ministry of Education and Sports. And Mr. Speaker, I'm humble and honored that amidst us, we have the Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Boa Dennis Amson. Mr. Speaker, sir, a memorial lecture being instituted on annual basis in recognition of the transformational leadership that the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya exhibited during his lifetime. We request the Office of the President, Parliament, and NRM Secretariat to take this lead in partnership with local governments in northern Uganda. We should have yearly memorial lectures in partnership with the local government. Mr. Speaker, sir, Government of Uganda to tarmac the Gulu Moroto Road to enhance connectivity, mobility, security, access to social services, among others. And this road be renamed the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, and we implore the Minister of Works and Transport, together with Uganda National Roads Authority, to fast-track the processes. Mr. Speaker, sir, all the 3 cities in northern Uganda, Arua, Gulu, and Lira City, and the districts and municipalities in northern Uganda are to have one major road named after the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya. I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, sir, a portrait of the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, approved by Parliamentary Commission, be placed in the respective councils hall, administrative offices, and NRM party offices in the district, cities, municipality, divisions, and all the lower local government offices in northern Uganda. Mr. Speaker, sir, aware that the Uganda forest cover stands at 8% with a high rate of deforestation, the late Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya was an ardent environmentalist. In order to restore the forest cover and enhance environmental protection, mass tree planting being launched in West Nile, Acholi, and Lango subdivision at household and institutional level. We request the Minister of Water and Environment and Uganda National Forestry Authority to take lead in mobilization, provisions of adequate seedlings of different species, and funding alongside the local government. Mr. Speaker, sir, the late Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Lokore Olanya, was a champion of health system strengthening and health service delivery. He had a vision of upgrading Logi Health Center 4 to Omoro District Hospital and Bobi Health Center 3 to Health Center 4. He had engaged the Minister of Health, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, and all the above on the above issues, and the matter is before Cabinet. Mr. Speaker, sir, we present the following requests under health: that the Logi Health Center 4 be upgraded to a district hospital status, and also ensure that all the districts in northern Uganda without district hospital gets a district hospital. 2, that Bobi Health Center 3 be upgraded to Health Center 4, and ensure that all the traditional Health Center 3s in the districts of northern Uganda be upgraded to Health Center 4. That the Northern Uganda Cancer Center in Kor under construction be renamed Jacob Lokore Olanya Cancer Center. That the Nordic Syndrome Center in Udek at Akoyo Parish be turned to Health Center 3 with special needs education attachment, and the same be done in all the districts in northern Uganda with Nordic Syndrome cases and Nordic Syndrome centers. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 82 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda is on the office of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Parliament, and 82.4 states, subject to Article 81.4 of this Constitution, no business shall be transacted in Parliament other than an election of the office of the Speaker at any time that office is vacant. We, the leaders from northern Uganda, following the untimely death of the Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokore Olanya, the former Speaker of Parliament, notice with concern, and I want to repeat this: we, the leaders of northern Uganda, following the untimely death of the Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokore Olanya, the former Speaker of Parliament, notice with concern the inhumane and insensitive provision in that article. Mr. Speaker, sir, when you look at the excitement at the time people went for nomination for NRM primaries to elect the next Speaker of Parliament, you keep thinking and wondering, are we mourning? When you look at the excitement on the day of voting in this country for the next Speaker, you ask yourself, are we mourning? That's why the leaders of northern Uganda are concerned. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are well aware that several amendments of our Constitution has been done along lines of governance to ensure stability and continuity. However, we propose an amendment of Article 82.4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to look at humanity, cultural values and norms, religious principles and practices at the time of death and mourning. This is to be done by the 11th Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, and members of Parliament are here. We want this amendment be done. Mr. Speaker, sir, with all that I have said, I now move that this emergency regional special full council meeting receive the above statement, receive the above proposals, receive the above recommendation for discussion, adoption, and equally, Mr. Speaker, through you, for an addition so that a resolution is passed for implementation. in honor of the late Right Honorable Speaker Jacob Lokori Olanya, I beg to move, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, District Chairperson OMORO, for the elaborate presentation.